the way you train people. Okay. Remember that young man at the UN talking to Judah Krishnamurti in 1985? You know, if you've taught yourself and trained yourself to be peaceful, okay, your whole life, when the tyrant attacks, you'll do the right thing. Right? Now, do you want to be conquerors of the universe? You know, remember when we used to dress like kings? Conqueror of lands, conqueror of seas. Civilization came from the Nile Valley and throwing babies to crocodiles. And okay, we have written and painted and oral tradition, all kinds of traditions, okay, of aggressive sex cult genocide and irrational, unfaithful behaviors, okay? We have lots of buildings and institutions dedicated to maintaining this aggressive survival that is completely devoid of any understanding of truth, any faithful love, any compassion, any mercy. Okay, do you understand? So we don't need academies and institutions training people to engage in violent sex cult behaviors through institutionalization and delusions of human authority. When you forgive debt and trespass and love one another, eternal faithful peace. Okay. People share and care, given accordance to need, and there's balance and harmony. Okay. They're very intelligent and they're very understanding. They don't need other people to come along and tell them, hey, you're doing that wrong. Okay. If somebody starts doing something wrong, we go, what the hell? What's wrong? Okay, because we're all cognizant and we're all doing what we need to do. We're not transhumance raiders. We're not traveling across the globe. Get a globe trotters, get a gilly globe. You know, we're not traveling around making lots of money, making ourselves the center of attention and very famous. Okay, it's wrong for people. You know, that whole they'll tell these stories too. Well, in the East, the philosopher and the Buddha, he goes from town to town teaching. It's like, why? If you teach properly once. And then they go home and live what is proper. Why do you need to run around? That's an egomaniac trying to perceive themselves as being Judah Krishnamurti or D.T. Suzuki or myself. Why the fuck do I have to get up around and travel around and go in people's houses and make sure they're living the Lord's Prayer correctly? If they're living the Lord's Prayer correctly, I can stay home and love the family. Okay. See how convenient that is? See how important that is? All you zero heroes out there, okay? Now, there will no longer be institutions of war and mass. Starship Troopers, that's just acute paranoia and schizophrenia on crack, okay? Now, we'll have activities where we, you know, if it's necessary, okay, to get together and communicate and say, you know, do we need to build this? Do we need to build that? We don't need to build the big make-believe in the brain aircraft carriers from Stan Lee's imagination for S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, it's not necessary. A big giant warship is not necessary. Okay, it's not the Mayflower. Okay, do you understand? And we don't need that Odyssey thing. You know, this ship is heaven, and your job is keep everybody alive. Forgive debt and trespass and love one another in eternal faithful peace. Now, Crockett, go home. Gotta catch those cocaine dealers. You're the brain chemical addiction. Go home before I put you in the dirt. Okay, do you understand? Did you detect that, detective? Solve the crime? So, you know, at first, because I am the central figure, the focus, okay? Now, I can't say this anymore. People don't know who I am and everything. I am Earl, son of Ralph and Mary, the second coming of Ralph, the uncle of Gabriel and Michael. Okay? Have you read the Torah? Have you read the Bible? Have you read the Quran? Have you read the Abrahamic Bible? Have you read the Book of Mormon and the 3-in-1? Okay, see how convenient that is? If you don't know who I am, if you're not aware of my eternal existence, Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, okay, The person that gave you forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. If you're not doing that during my lifetime, and the technology shifts to reflect the beauty of me instead of the fuck of you, then that's your issue. Okay? Gabe Vasquez, Yvette Harold, okay? Martin Heinrich, Della Domenici, okay? Everybody running for public office in New Mexico. If you are unaware of my existence, if you can't read a book, if you don't understand the main source of our literacy, okay, in the country you call home, that you want everybody to have their American dream if they play by the rules, I am the understanding of laws. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light and I am the way. None unto the perfection of the eternal faith of Father Abraham except through me. Okay? I don't just say that for my personal health. I get abused all to hell by your business partners every faith-forsaken day when they ride around and impulse people to spray Roundup all around my house. Or all around this domicile, I won't call it my house, this domicile that me and my dad owe the bank money for to justify our existence to a bunch of pig shit fucking rapist murderers that, you know, oh, if I told you what I do for a living, I'd have to kill you. This is wide central, okay? And I'm cleaning it up from the inside out. And if you don't think I'm cleaning it up, okay, if you think I'm being an egomaniac because I say I have to do this, okay, Jesus told me that. Okay, for all you Buddhists out there, Jiddu Krishnamurti told me that. Okay, all you Shintos out there, D.T. Suzuki told me that. All you Rastafarians out there, Haile Selassie told me that. Okay, all you Muslims out there, Muhammad, Earl. Are you infantile? I told you were going to have fun being a good person, helping people redeem the Gospels and be the Redeemer, but they're going to turn off the light and you're going to stub your toe and it's going to hurt. Okay, you're not a little kid anymore. You're in your 40s. I'm in my 50s now, going on my 60s. Okay. Muhammad told me, hey, you can do this. You're going to get this done. You know, the glory of God is the essence of your life. And you are a faithful person that teaches people to have faith in the glory of God. And you should not be any other way than yourself. You are the Messiah. No one else can sit and pass judgment on you if they're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer and standing up for perfect faith in God, Earl. Thank you, Lord Muhammad. Anybody else want to talk to Muhammad? See how convenient that is? See how important that is? Did you hear that from any of the, I'm a doctor and I took an oath to help anybody. Well, then let's live the Lord's Prayer, honey baby. You can heal yourself and then help heal others. Then you won't have to terminate fetuses for a paycheck. You're awfully cute. You're just dumb as a box of fucking rocks. You're a doctor. So is Dr. J. His check gonna fall on the coffee table. I told you he was dumb. Okay, y'all is. Okay, do you understand? Anybody want to watch Schoolhouse Rock with me? I don't know what I'm gonna do this morning. Well, I got 8 hours sleep. I'll probably take a nap, to help with recovering from the intense psychological abuse from the perverts in this valley, coupled with the physiological abuse through the aggressive, violent, genocidal, murdering, child molesting, home invading, raping economics that they're still doing. And then just sit there and go, you really don't think you're a part of this? You guys think Taylor Swift is a really good person and cares about you and wants you to live the Lord's Prayer worldwide? How about Snoop Dogg? How about all the judges on The Voice? How about Mr. Honey himself, John Legend, the legend? You think that man cares about you and wants your children and your spouse to live the Lord's Prayer eternally? Are you sure about that? Is there anybody on Kimmel Live that loves your children and loves your spouse and wants you to live the Lord's Prayer eternally? You think Ellen DeGeneres does, She's got all that money. Oprah Winfrey and Kamala Harris, you really think they care about your spouse and your kids and want you to live the Lord's Prayer worldwide today? Okay. I was watching James last night. I listened to it while I soaked, and I didn't talk at all. I just sat and listened to James. Then it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was doing the craved content to maintain his lifestyle, and he was incoherent. Okay. And then he was saying, you know, I'm trying my hardest and I will do whatever I got to do to keep making, be able to pay my bills and make myself comfortable, you know, playing these video games with NIL and all this crazy whacked out bullshit that Electronic Arts gives us, right? And I'm like, yeah, a lot of these people need to focus on me and not themselves. And need to focus on what I'm doing and not what they're doing. And if they're not capable of doing that, not James. James has brain damage, like Ray and Amy and all. It's one thing to be a person who's being programmed by the technology and monitored, watched, and programmed and told what to do by a scientist. Okay, the computer that moves faster than you, run by a Christian voodoo new religion scientist. Okay, we'll take over the daily operations. Okay, it's one thing to be the one that's not cognizant and just too distracted to say, hey, we're not living the Lord's Prayer. Something's really wrong here. Okay? And the programmers. Now, my job is to survive, stop and eliminate abuse, and recover. And I'm in the centroid of the mechanism. I'm dancing with an android named Lupe. Okay? There's only murderers in the house here. Okay? Do you understand? And they all want to win the award. They all want everybody to praise them for cleaning up the mess. Okay, every 11 minutes somebody commits suicide. Every 5 minutes someone dies in a car accident. They're looking at all their numbers. Okay, and they'll sit there and tell you, well, every minute a child is born or whatever stuff. That's decreasing because of birth control in certain countries. But when you add up all the numbers, every 11 minutes of suicide, how is it increasing or decreasing? I don't know. I don't provide the numbers. I'm not the Mormon church that gives the Kramer boy his DNA test back and say there's no Jew in that. Boy, Granny, you were crazy calling yourself a Jew in the 20th century in Europe. It's just nuts, you crazy German lady. Do you understand? I don't know what's going on with the world population numbers and stuff like that. That's not important to me. What's important to me is living the Lord's Prayer and living our lives faithfully. That's all that matters to me. As far as numbers, I'm like King David. Oh, why'd you take a census? I don't know. I was feeling crazy because I was connected to crazy people. It's okay, King David. I'll help you through. I'm in the future surrounded by more crazy people than you. I love you too, King David. Okay, guys? If you don't believe I talked to King David, well, then go run for political office and get a big bag of money, because everybody that's crazy wants a big fucking bag of money, right? Put on your jewelry. Make sure you have those crucifixes all shined up and big smile on your face. Say you're going to act just like me. You bullshit artist. All right, love you.